Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 187 of Y'all Can Hear It podcast. I'll be your host today, Patrick, and joining me today are my two circular co-hosts.
I can't stop spinning. I'm going to vomit. Colt.
I'm Whirlpool Wenzel.
So we're back with the AYCH spinner wheel. We still have 7 more topics to get through, and we're going to spin the wheel and see where we land. And like before, we'll have about 10 to 15 minutes per subject before we move on to the next one. And I think we can go ahead and get started with that. Wenzel would go ahead and be so kind as to spin that wheel.
You got it.
Spin it.
I didn't even spin it that hard, and it did it for a long time.
Oh,
It's actually one of Pat's.
Ooh.
It's Bioncles.
Finally, the Wenzel bias is worn off. I finally get to talk about one of my subjects. But yes, Bioncles, one of Lego's long-term, deep lore storytelling toys about these biomechanical robot heroes.
Yeah.
Each one based off an element of nature: fire, water, wind, air, earth, rock, and ice. So this was a big toy of mine back when I was a kid, and it sort of got a resurgence as of late as like a big sort of meme. But was this something that any of y'all ever really played with or had much experience with?
hell yeah. It wasn't as much as Lego, but it was definitely, I'd say it's like second to Lego when with my toys. Because I had a whole ton of Bionicle stuff. I would always build the original whatever it was supposed to be from the manual, and then after that I would take them apart and then make an abomination with like 6 heads, 8 arms, stuff like that, and it would always just be my main focus to use that to have it fight everything in my room. I absolutely love Bionicles. Bionicle? Or Bionicles?
But it's actually Bioncles if you're going by the Greek
Oh,
pronunciation.
yeah, there he is.
Okay. Kind of don't want to talk about Bionicle because it makes me sad when I think about them. It's just, I love them. I love them to death. I didn't really care for Legos, but Bionicle was where it was at for me. A lot of money, not mine, my parents were invested into Bionicles. I had so many, and I kept the boxes. I kept some of the boxes. I think a lot of them I just threw away because some of them were just regular boxes, and some of them were kind of cool box designs and stuff. And what makes me really sad about them is that, and it's my own fault really, whenever, I got older and we moved where I live now, I just kind of threw them all in a box. And when I opened that box, they're just kind of all like thrown together. Just some of them were actually broken because I looked through them, and a lot of the manuals, I don't know where the manuals are. Some of them, because I was a weird kid and didn't know how to clean up after myself, some of them I just kind of threw into bags, like random bags, and I just kind of like, I literally just kind of threw them somewhere, and I would put stuff on them, and of course they were broken, and I don't know what happened to a lot of them. And when I think about it, it just makes me really sad because Bionicle doesn't exist anymore, really. Man, I had a really fun time building them, and I loved the I would always go to the website and watch the some of the trailers they had for them, like for the movies and stuff, or for like the next line of heroes. And because I remember one of them was oh my god, it's like I remember as a kid I would get such like goosebumps when I watched it. It was like they went deep underwater, and it would play an Evanescence song, and I loved it.
Wasn't there also a Bionicle? I feel like there was a Bionicle commercial, or it could have been an AMV for a Linkin Park song. Maybe it was like "What I've Done."
I know. I mean, there's definitely. I'm sure there's an AMV with how moody the series get and a Linkin Park song. No, but there was like an official commercial that played with like a era of Bionicle with a All American Reject
That's
song.
it.
Yes, what it takes to be a hero. Yeah, what it takes.
That went
or
hard.
whatever.
because I know there for a while, like apparently within the Bionicle fandom, "Move Along" by All American Rejects was the unofficial theme song for the series.
Yes.
Move along, yes, move along, move along.
God, I love that stuff so much. Man, I never watched the shows, but boy, I did love building them.
I watched the movies, and God, I love watching the movies. Always, as a kid, I'd always blush when I saw the female Bionicles.
Oh, you horny for the girl Bionicles?
I gotta look this up because let me tell you, I don't.
No. Let me tell you, they won't. They look like regular Bionicles. They look like there's not really much of a difference other than their voice.
Well, then you haven't really Googled Bionicle porn, then have you?
I've seen a bunch of custom.
Why would I
Bionicles
ever do
with
that?
large chests? I googled this.
Dang, buff dudes,
No.
right?
No, these are custom. These are very custom.
Damn. Man, yeah, no, I love watching the movies, and God, Bionicle was just so much fun. A lot of hot childhood memories there.
I know with me, like I was there when the original series came out, like 2001. So there were 6. I had 3, and my cousin, who I always like sort of played and shared stuff with, had the other 3. I had the wind, the water, and the ice one, and he had the fire, rock, and earth one. And then like Colt, like I would build them or kind of kit bash them together. But I think if you got the 3 sets as we had them configured, the wind, water, ice, fire, rock, and earth, in each one there's a portion of a build where you can combine all 3 together, because apparently within the lore, 3 had a fusion dance, they turned into a big giant mecha, and then the other 3 fusion dance into a big giant mecha.
Yeah.
And I remember the green one, the air one, he was my first, and then the water was the only girl, and then the ice one, he was essentially the Sasuke of the Bionicles. How he's just like, I'm the Iceman, I'm cool, I'm lonely, and I can't associate.
Yes.
I'm hard to deal with.
Cody was the first one to get them because I wasn't really old enough to play with them, and when they first dropped, he got the fire dude, and he also had a white, like, ball shaped one that could stick its head out. It had a bobbing thing going on.
Oh yeah, that was probably one of the second the second part of the story, which was called the Bow Rock. Basically, they're like these little parasitic, like voracious monsters that they roll around the ball, and then when they kind of unfold, they had a little lever you would press it. Their head would strike out like a snake.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, but I played with that one constantly because just the little head bob, I love that thing so much. But when I got into it, it was later when everything was starting to get a little wild and wacky. I had a T-Rex Bionicle that was huge. I had like a giant green and black Bionicle that had like these giant wings, and it could shoot little balls.
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about.
Those 2 are still in my garage.
Yeah.
I still own them. The only downside is, as these things get older, the place, it also happened when I had them brand new, where the ball socket meets with the other, like, where the joints move and whatnot. I always have that little, not the ball, but the thing that the ball goes into, that would always break.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that's what kind of sucks about them. I used to I couldn't tell you because I had so many Bionicle, but the one I remember the most is the one where they went underwater, where they had to be converted into like aquatic heroes or whatever. There was the regular hero group or whatever, and then there was like the villain group. I had like both sides, and but my favorite was like because you could get like the big Bionicle, builds or whatever, and one of them I got was like he was like a giant like he had like a huge mouth, and he was just kind of like a mouth with like two arms and feet, and he was so cool because also his like he had like a blue head and it could glow in the dark. a lot of those underwater ones could glow in the dark because they go so deep underwater. It was so cool. I loved them.
I just looked up pictures. I'm going off memories in my head. They don't look as cool as I remember. Because looking at the base set,
God, they look awesome.
These are very much as good as it got in 2001. Especially even the big black and green and the T-Rex. That stuff looked amazing in my mind. I guess when you're a kid, your imagination makes up most of it. But they're still cool.
They're definitely like a simple build now, but that was like a big departure in terms of like Lego sort of toys.
Oh yeah.
Plus they were like rated for like older kids to play with because it took a bit more skill to put them together.
I can see why I love building Gunpla so much because it's kind of similar in the fact that you just put them together and you fuck around with them, you can also kit bash them if you're good enough with your hands and confident in destroying parts to make something new.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm going through the images now. Colt, you were right.
Yeah.
Because I remember as a kid, I really enjoyed them. But then now, like, when I think about it, I remember also as a kid being like, man, these guys look really different from the box art. When they actually look very much exactly like the box art, and that they're very simple and kind of plain.
They also came in some really cool containers that, in the end, probably weren't good for like environment wise. It's just a hunk of plastic, but they were so cool. I never threw them away.
Yeah.
Well, I had to throw these away. I don't have them anymore, but I used to keep them as long as I could.
I kept the Bioncles that I remember the most are the Bioncles Mari. Mahri, the underwater one. Yeah, their boxes were cool, and their designs, they're pretty sick. They had like essentially guns, and I still enjoy those. But then also now when I look at it, I remember I think I had some of the Toa Inika. I don't know if anybody remember those. They had their gimmick or like part of their generation was that they had these things that they shoot balls.
Yeah, I had both of those, the Mari and these Toas.
Yeah. The enemy side of it, and I remember there was like a game. Oh shit! I'm getting so many memories now. The Paraka. Oh man, they had like these huge they had like mouths. They're the counterparts, and they had like these kind of like. They're not smiles, but like you could see their teeth when you built them or whatever. Oh man!
Don't look at the prices. Do not look
sorry.
at prices on these because they are not necessarily too high, but they are too high to start reliving your childhood. I will say that.
Yeah. Okay. And the enemy side of the underwater guys were the Baraki. Yeah.
Because I remember like my cousin, he had like the Bionicle compendium book. Essentially, basically it was an encyclopedia of everything in the story up to that point, and the story ran like for over 10 years. I think it was like a very dense and convoluted lore they had for this series. But probably one last thing from my end, one of my favorite things about this series when I was a kid is that it came with a Bionicle comic book that was put out by DC, and just looking back, like I think the art still looks very good, and it has a way of like making these like little simple plastic toys look kind of cool and badass. Cause they're kind of made like very like weathered and textured, like they're so these like weathered hewn like long served robots. And Carlos Donda was the artist, and he still does work today. And like even his early stuff from the 2000s still looks really cool to me. I don't know if y'all have ever seen the Bionicle comics.
No.
Yeah, I remember. Sick. Yeah, I remember really enjoying those. Yeah, I'm looking at these prices. Toy Wiz has Lego Bionicle Tacadox. I remember this is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorites because it reminded me of a praying mantis. Motherfucker is $119.99.
Oh God, and it does visually. It doesn't look like it should be that expensive.
Okay. It shouldn't, but visually, it looks sick. Don't you dare disparage Tacadox.
It doesn't look that sick either. I will say that. It's so lanky.
Oh my
look
God,
up,
eat
Pat.
my
Look
shorts.
up, listeners.
It's supposed to be lanky.
Tacadox?
Oh my god. What's Takadox?
Yeah, it's also true. All these things are lanky, but this one seemed especially lanky, especially in the chest.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at this prime matches. I want to say I remember these. These were toward like I guess like the mid era of it. This is definitely like this would have been like high school era for me. Like I was in high school, I remember seeing those like in stores.
I think maybe.
Like
yeah.
one of these got like I think the blue one that which you're talking to me he had like this crossbow that shoots a squid. This little like squid
Yeah.
projectile.
That's what they shot, yeah, because they would like. I think they would like drain your their energy or something. I can't remember. There was also one. I had him. If you can look him up, he was also part of this group. His name was Nocturne. What was cool about them was like like you can tell they could glow in the dark, which was really cool. Nocturne was like a big
this one looks
big
cool.
boy, part of the big boy set. Yeah. I built him. The one I remember the most, like I was talking about. Shit, I can't find him. He had like a huge mouth though. Also built Hydraxon as well. He was sick.
They definitely got better
Yeah.
with their designs as the series aged. Like, if they were to come with a modern day Bionicle, I feel like that would be insane. I feel like it'd be really awesome.
Yeah, I would be curious, but yeah, good times for me, I guess.
Yeah, and shout out to all the Bionicle fans on Instagram who liked our post last week. There was a lot of you, so we appreciate you out there in Bionicle land.
Yeah.
Even just mentioning
God.
that in the hashtag that got us some love, so appreciate that.
What? Thank you, Bionicle
We had a little
fans.
talk
Yeah.
for you guys
I was
here.
gonna
This
say,
is your Bionicle moment.
this is for you. Oh, I was gonna say though, Pat. Did you do this though because of that one picture that was on Twitter about
Coming
the
for
Bionicle
Trump?
army about to face Trump?
I think that what jogged my memory of it, because like for those who don't know, there's a picture that went around Twitter, like it was released when Trump was inaugurated in 2016. It just has him from behind looking over like a glacial field and just hundreds of thousands of Bionicles just like, we're coming for you, Trump. Watch your back. And then towards the end of this like election cycle, like that tweet just went viral again because the account's been dead for like 4 or 5 years, but just all of a sudden they got an extra like set of life from like this like election hell we all went through.
they just got, I bet you that'd be so they forgot the password for that account, so they had to go through all this shit just to get back on, just to do that, and I respect it.
That's right, everyone. Bionicle is an important ally in the war against fascism.
Bring back Bionicle. Whoever's behind Legos, I know you're there. Listen to us. We want more Bionicle. I will think about getting into Bionicle if you release more.
Fuck, don't do that to me. Don't. I already spent so much money on other shit.
I'm pretty sure y'all don't have the budget to spare to start another collectible building
I'll
hobby.
get at least one.
We're
at least
so-
one.
It always starts with one, Colt, and then look where you have. You have shelves and unbuilt boxes of Gundams.
Hey, I've got more built than unbuilt, okay?
Well, I was gonna say that whenever I got Colt started on that, I didn't. It wasn't I knew it was gonna be a one-time thing. I purposely got him
Yeah,
addicted.
he really did, and it's thousands of dollars later. My room's covered in little robots, and I've probably, you know how they say 1,000 hours to master the art? I've mastered it at this point. I think I've, in this room alone, build-wise, probably 1,500 hours.
You mean $1,500?
No, hours.
Yeah, our $1 Gundams.
Yeah, I wish that they were $1 Gundams.
Oh, that'd be sick.
But yeah, that's your little Bionicle thing, even though we went for 20 minutes or almost 20 minutes on Bionicle.
I think we had our little piece with Bionicle. I think we're ready for the next topic. Wenzel, if you would.
You got it.
Ooh, we actually heard the spinning on Discord this time. And it's gone now, but whatever.
It landed on calzones. That was Jonathan's.
Just a topic of calzones? Or is there a question related?
He just said
Now,
calzones.
since Johnson's not here today, we have to figure out what they meant by calzones. Calzones, are they a sandwich?
No, they're a calzone.
No. They're a calzone.
Calzones, are they just a pizza folded in half?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Is a taco a sandwich?
I've seen people who would argue that.
Oh no, they're wrong. It's not a sandwich. Like a hot dog's not a sandwich.
Damn.
A very contentious
It's a hot dog
idea.
But calzones, man, it's basically a folded pizza with random stuff inside. It's the original Hot Pocket.
Has anybody had a calzone?
Yeah.
Not in a very long time.
It's been like 2 years, but I have had a calzone.
It's probably been for me like 9 years. I remember exactly when I tried a calzone. 2011.
Did you like it?
It was okay.
Yeah. I mean, I love pizza. I love everything that goes on pizza, so you can't really go wrong with a calzone.
I think my aversion to calzones was just like you'd have this giant like pocket of dough and it's just filled with like scalding hot like meat and cheese. That's why I'm not a big fan of like pizza rolls because like it's just like meaty napalm when you bite into the thing.
You gotta let it cool down. As soon as you don't eat everything as soon as it comes
But
out
even
of
if
the
you let
oven,
it
do
cool,
you?
it's still really hot in there because it's just this heat packet. It stays hot.
You just gotta be patient, Pat. You gotta let it be cool, calm.
You gotta be
just let
patient.
it sit.
And if you cut it open a little bit, that'll let all the heat escape.
Yeah, here's a tactic for eating your pocketed foods. Tear a little hole with your teeth or knife or fork, whatever, and just blow into it. It'll cool down.
Yeah, a little life hack for all you people with calzone issues.
Because I know there's someone eating a calzone, building a Bionicle
Yeah.
right now, and they needed that little tip. We're my calzone Bionicle fans.
How many Bioncles fans out here like calzones?
We want to know what the Venn diagram is for people who enjoy early 2000s Lego toys and Italian dishes.
I would be in that. Area.
I'd be in that demographic, yeah.
I don't know how we can get much off calzones, Jonathan.
I don't know because I haven't eaten a calzone. He just said, Jonathan should be here right now to talk about calzones, but he isn't. This is his topic.
So everybody, give Jonathan your confused and angry calzone query.
Yeah,
Anybody have
okay.
any last calzone things they want to get out?
I was just going to say, anybody listening right now, if you're just as mad as we are that we are not talking about calzones, take it up with Jonathan. You can message him on Twitter. What's his plug? What's his thing? Tell us right now.
At Johnny Boy.
No, is it?
At JONBOII.
Okay.
Yeah,
So if you're mad, message him. Direct message him. Ask him, why wasn't he here to talk about calzones? Why did he abandon us?
At JONIIBOI24.
If you have to, go on his letterbox. Whatever reviews he writes, comment on them. Say, hey, why weren't you there to talk about calzones with the lads?
Yeah, like, what did you mean about calzones? Was there a question there? What's that?
You have all this time to watch a movie. Why don't you talk about calzones?
Motherfucker.
You make me sick. Also, tell him that he makes you sick. That he didn't talk about calzones, and you love calzones. You got to make sure that he knows you love calzones.
Like
4 years we've been doing this podcast, and you're waiting for the day you finally get to hear about some banter regarding calzones, and then you just left high and dry.
Yep.
Edging for just 4 years and nothing. Just walked away.
I will tell you that if Tanner was here, he'd say some stupid shit about a calzone being a sandwich. That's all I know.
Wait, what? He
Yeah,
doesn't believe that, does he?
Well, all the sandwich talk is very much up Tanner's alley. Just like he has to debate about what's the sandwich, what's this, what's that.
I don't know where he stands anymore on what's a sandwich and what's not. I'd fight him.
I mean,
either
we
way.
know he doesn't. We know he knows. He's the one that started the whole thing of a hot dog isn't a sandwich with us.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
What do you mean? You did not remember that?
I just said, okay, yeah, that is right.
Whatever. Are we ready to move on?
Yeah, I'm
I'm
done with
I'm mad now.
calzones.
I'm
Yeah,
mad.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Calzones are tearing us apart.
Damn it.
All right, let's spin that wheel. What do we have next?
It's another one of Pat's.
Ooh.
It's crabs versus monkeys.
Okay, get into this
I
shit.
want you to explain what you mean by crabs versus monkeys, Pat. Are we talking combat?
Well, we can get into it because this I'm sure this is a multifaceted conversation. Okay, because I don't know if y'all are onto monkey Twitter, but I got turned on to monkey Twitter recently, and first of all, it's a hoot and a holler.
Pat, you have no clue what we're on when it comes to monkeys.
But anyway, monkey Twitter is pretty amazing. There's been a sort of a monkey mindset that's been going on lately about reject humanity, embrace monkey. Basically, going back in the evolutionary chart to a simpler time as monkeys. And then on this sort of evolutionary road track, there has been a second one that emerged from the sands of time, and that's this sort of rediscovery of this idea of carcinization, which is the evolutionary propensity to turn into crabs, because over the course of life on Earth, crabs have evolved 5 separate times.
Yeah, the reason being for that though, or they're still trying to figure it out, but they think that a lot of crustaceans, because it's mostly carcinization, mostly is referring to crustaceans, not like everywhere else like humans or reptiles or anything, because crustaceans, the more they evolve, for some reason they keep ending up being crabs, and there are some reasons, but that's mainly why it's such an interesting phenomenon, because it's come back. Yeah, monkey.
And I was just basically wanting to bring up like how interesting it was that just these weird facts that humans want to be monkeys again, and also how nature just keeps wanting to make crabs, no how many times it seems feasible or not. And ultimately, who has the better end of this evolutionary warfare? Crabs versus monkeys, who would win?
Monkeys.
Monkeys, 100%.
We actually talked about this. Me and Cole actually talked about this while we were playing Cold War recently, about like, if there was an option of like to evolve for some reason, either evolve into crab or evolve back to monkey, what would it be? We all, we agreed it would be monkey.
100% it's monkey, because monkey is basically us but dumber, and some monkey have basically hands for feet and a tail that can act as like an extra limb, while a crab, it just got snip and it go underwater.
Well, crabs can do a lot. There's a reason why crustacean, or I'm saying this again, there is a possible reason why they keep turning into crabs, and that's because crabs, like you said, snip, they have better mobility, they move faster than like lobsters. They can burrow, they can climb trees, like that. They think that might be the reason why a lot of these animals keep doing that. And a fun fact, there's actually true crabs and there's false crabs. Coconut crabs are false crabs.
Yeah, they look like spiders.
Yeah.
They're real fucked up spider.
And another interesting fact, too, is that way back during prehistoric times, I think this is probably before the dinosaurs, there was actually something known, there was actually a moment of decarcinization, which is to revert, to not turn into a crab or to become something else other than crab. There was some evolutionary line where it was crab, but then it decided at some point to become not crab. And what it turns into is like really bizarre. It's a really weird creature. Let me see if I can find it, because I screenshotted it and shared it in the chat, because it was like so cool, like from like what they could the artist's rendition of what it possibly looked like, and yeah, it was Chimera perplexa, really cool looking creature, and it's not like when you look at it and when they looked at it, it's like, it's not a crab. And so like apparently there's something beyond crab, and it's
How something was a crab decided it didn't want to be a crab anymore, and also animals that wanted to turn into crabs, but they're still not technically crabs. They're under the broader umbrella of crustaceans and decapods, but like they're not really crabs, which is like bizarre. But like, can a monkey do this? Have y'all seen the TikTok of the old lady that's fostering a crab that's lost all of its legs and its claws, but it's still alive and she's nursing it back to health?
No,
that sounds like hell.
that does sound bad.
But you can't chop off a monkey's limbs and they grow back. But a crab will grow back in time if you give it enough like food, water, and positive assertion.
That's true.
That's true, but Jesus Christ at the same time.
I mean, like they grow back, but I mean, monkey have thumbs.
Monkey can play video games. Okay, Pat. We had this thing we're talking about. Like, we'd rather be monkeys. We got that. Yes. Me and Wenzel came up with our own monkey sonas while we were playing Call of Duty the other day.
Oh, monkey sonas.
There are
okay.
monkey personas, and we decided I am a chimp. Wenzel's a bush baby. We went ahead and said Tanner is a chimp because he gives off chimp energy like me. We said that Cody and Jonathan give off orangutan energy, while you give off spider monkey energy. But you can change it. You can change it.
Yeah.
I'm a chimp named Dorito, and I love to shoot a gun at the sun because I think it's wanting to kill me and everyone I love.
The sun is very hot and it's always above you. It's just looming over you, waiting for you to turn your back and drop your guard.
And
kind of, yeah.
Ryan Gosling looks after us. We live in like a group house where Ryan Gosling takes care of us because we are monkeys that we can't really do much in society. But Ryan Gosling cares enough about us that we can do whatever we want in his care. Every night before bed, he tackles me and takes my gun away. Because I can't have a gun because I'll just shoot at the sun all night. Even when it's gone, I'll shoot in the air.
It's like
Make sure it doesn't come back.
It's like Alvin in the Chipmunk situation, but worse.
Yeah.
And that's also another thing too is like in this hypothetical situation, we'd be kind of semi-intelligent because also Colt's shooting at the sun because it thinks it can kill him. A regular chimpanzee doesn't believe in deities, as far as we know. I'm a bush baby named Chicken Sandwich. And you have to say my full name, Chicken Sandwich. You can't say chicken, you can't say chick, you can't say sandwich, Chicken Sandwich.
It's full name, Chicken Sandwich.
Yeah. And I just like sleeping in big bed and play video games.
And we were wondering, what about you, Pat? If you were
What's
a
your
monkey,
monkey sona?
what would your monkey sona be?
I do like the spider monkey. I do appreciate that. But if I could amend that with a different suggestion for my monkey sona, I appreciate the thought. But I was thinking, what if I instead was a golden lion
I'm
tamarin?
gonna have to look this up.
Oh, very pretty. Yes, I know. I actually know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, okay, fancy little monkey. It also fits because it's got ginger hair.
Yeah, no, that totally fits. Yeah, I mean, Pat, if that's what you want to be, that's what you want to be.
That was a placeholder, pretty much.
That was a placeholder for us. You get to choose, and hell yeah, you're in, bro.
Golden lion tamarin is my game, and my name is Barbatox.
Barbatox. We got Chicken Sandwich, Dorito, and Barbatox.
We tried telling Tanner this last night because he got on. The guy cold shouldered us,
Yeah, we're like, what's your monkey sona? Tell us. And he's like, y'all have too much free time. We're playing Call of Duty. What do you expect us to do? Be in the game
That's actually what he
100%
said.
with our minds? I want to make up monkey sona while I'm playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's like, I can't believe you said that. I'm kind of mad again now.
I can't believe he blew you off.
And in this also situation, since Colt and Tanner's placeholder is a chimp, they both get bunk beds. I get my own room, of course. I sleep in a queen size bed with a lot of pillows. Ryan Gosling has to tuck me in. Yeah, I'm a tiny baby.
How would
I would love-
Barbatox's sleeping situation be?
Yeah.
I would find the person that I enjoyed the most company that day, and I would just commandeer their bed.
Okay, all right. So it's mostly going to be Ryan Gosling, but we'll have visitors every now and then.
Yeah.
So while I'll just take the moment while he's trying to desperately wrench the gun from your monkey strength hands, I would just sneak into bed and cover up and turn off the lights. And then he would be a little exasperated when he got back to his bedroom after like tussling you in 45 minutes with scratches and blood. But then he'd just be too cute to disturb, so he'd just lay down on the floor.
Fuck.
I respect it. That's a very good choice.
I respect it. Yeah. Yep.
I'm looking at pictures of chimpanzees. Hell yes. He's fighting Ryan Gosling tackling me, Dorito, and struggling to get the gun away from me.
Dude, something that's always just I love looking at animal physiology or like their like musculature, and then like looking at chimpanzees. It's crazy just how fucking bulky they are, man. Like, no, it makes sense. They can rip off your face.
Oh yeah,
Totally makes
I would
sense.
never ever be in the same room as a chimpanzee, as long as they're like separated, like with thick glass. I will feel comfortable, but I will never ever be in an open air room with any kind of monkey. Probably, I'm scared of them ripping my face off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what if it's like a baby with a diaper on?
I feel like babies are still very strong.
I don't know. I don't know.
Colt would just keep the monkey until it grew to a age where Colt's strength could no longer match it. Like whatever the proportional age to like strength that monkeys to humans are, Colt would give it to a sanctuary at that time.
Oh, sorry. That reminds me. I would also always wear sweatpants, tiny sweatpants.
I'm butt naked most of the time.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling is having a lot of trouble. He has to try to dress him, and he has a gun. So,
but yeah, monkeys rule. Crabs suck. They don't suck. It's just that monkeys rule. They rule so much.
There's people with podcasts about like art, film, investigative. We talk about monkeys. Monkeys sodas here.
And I'll do it again. I'll talk about any kind of persona ever. It's so easy and it's fun. Like,
it's fun,
gosh.
yeah.
I like the way we came up with our own monkey sonas. Like, you know what? Dorito is a good name for a monkey, and that's how it started from there.
Literally how it started. So yeah, monkeys. I imagine monkeys for all of us win this battle. Unless Pat, do you still?
Yeah, Pat. What do you feel?
I turned the corner and there's actually a crab with a gun and a knife.
Oh God!
So I'm kind of. I feel like my voice is being a little pressured right now.
Oh fuck!
So
just call Dorito up. He has a gun too.
Don't call me.
Or what would be? Or one last bit. What would be the best monkey crab hybrid that would bring the two species together, or to stop the war?
Monkey. Fuse knight's armor onto its skin.
Wait, Pat, do you mean a crab fused with a monkey?
Basically, a crab man and a monkey lady, they break off from their warring factions, elope in secret, and then in time, their child, born between two species, returns to conclude the war.
Oh, God.
Okay.
But its power is too strong, but both sides want war for each other. It's a very underworld situation.
Okay. Something me and Colt talked about is that like, okay, we revert back to regular monkey, or we turn into crab. And I said, the crab we turn into is like the size of like a Labrador. So if I'm putting this completely fictional situation in here, I would say a gorilla with a crab arm. Like a huge crab arm.
Like an extra one, kind of like a scorpion?
No. Kind of like a badass, like he has a regular right gorilla arm, and then his other arm's a giant crab arm.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of not really useful for what monkeys usually do, swinging from trees.
A crab and a monkey just fuck.
Yeah, you are
Colt.
right. You are so right.
Shut up. Nothing. Why are crabs and monkeys fighting a war in the first place? There's nothing...
Look, I am just a simple man. I don't pretend to know what goes on in a monkey or a crab's head.
And but think about it though. If a gorilla he has a giant like a crab arm, right? And like the tree is not that thick, you could like cut it down, and then like you probably get a little bit of start of a
Stone Age right there. Get the Stone Age running. Even though the monkeys are currently in the Stone Age in real life right now.
It's kind of crazy. But now he would be kind of set back with mathematics though, because he would have to. Well, actually, no. Okay.
I feel like there's like orangutan or some other like Coco maybe that's done a little bit of math, like basic addition.
Well, Well, no, because something about species and animals is like the way we do math is because it's based off of our fingers. I mean, literally.
Yeah.
So like we have 5 fingers, 10 in total. Would the gorilla still do like dividing and multiplying by 5, or like would he count the tip of each of his pincer as like a finger, so it'd be 7?
I feel like that's probably what would happen. I feel like we're also kind of going a little too deep in on this.
How much time have we spent on this? My God,
15 minutes.
We should probably go to the next one. We could talk about monkeys and crabs forever.
I mean, it's interesting. Yeah. So I guess it's a draw.
Yeah, it'll end in a draw, which will have to team up to fight an even bigger evil, which will be Mecha King Ghidorah.
Okay.
Fuck. I'm gonna spin.
Spin it.
What's something that helped keep you sane through the pandemic, be it media, food, or plain old trucking? Whatever, bro.
That was me. Yeah, I was just wondering, like, what's been something keeping you going through this pandemic? Because it's been going on for a long time.
For us, anyway.
Well, yeah.
In the U.S.
We've been
everywhere,
taking it
sorry.
serious here.
Our quarantine. Sorry, it's different.
Yeah, 8 months going strong in our separate households.
Yeah, I haven't seen Pat or Jonathan since March. It's been a long time.
I saw Wenzel when he came up to get his birthday presents from us, and I saw Tanner when he came by to drop off our groomsmen presents.
That was the last time I saw Tanner, too.
I actually don't leave my house. I actually sent a double out to get stuff.
Oh, I just send a Raven outside. None of them come back. I have to buy a new Raven every time.
I feel like you would save money by just training the Ravens instead of just buying a new one each time.
Well, how am I going to train the Ravens? As soon as I open the door, they're gone.
Well, you got to tell them not to fly away.
I didn't think about that. You're right.
Yeah, it sounds like you're a bad trainer.
I never claimed to be a good one. That's one thing.
I guess that just...
But some of my comforts, gonna be very Colt of me. Video games, 100%. I've been
Horseback riding.
been playing a lot of video games. Probably seen a lot more. Definitely seen a lot more TV shows / movies as well. I've started and almost finished Sopranos, but I stopped watching because the PS5 doesn't have an HBO Max app. And The Sopranos is so good, so fun. It's just got a bunch of very mafia Italian racism and other homophobic stuff like that. But it's still very good in the way it's made and acted, and the story's very compelling in a way. It's all around fun, especially when they're just being full-on Italian and being proud about it. Not when they're celebrating Christopher Columbus, obviously, but when they're just saying, I want some, what is it? What's that thin bacon-like meat? Pastrami.
Prosciutto?
Or prosciutto. There it is.
I mean, pastrami is meat-based.
Yeah.
Every single episode, I swear, Tony Soprano goes into his fridge and he gets like a small little pinch of prosciutto and he's like, hey, what's good? And his wife's like, money problems. And he's like, oh, every day with this. And then she divorces him, and then he does the exact same thing.
I can't just believe this man spends all day eating cured meats and not taking care of his marriage.
Spoiler for Sopranos, I guess.
Also, every single male character cheats on their wife. I don't understand the appeal. There's like, it's I don't want to say the term because I feel like it's probably offensive, but like they just have these specific women they consider they're like, oh, it's okay, she's my term, I can cheat because she's my second wife. But when the main wife finds out, they're mad and they can't find out. I don't understand it. It's all wild.
I mean, who could, you know?
Coming up in season 4 of Sopranos, even more adultery.
Also, we eat a lot of prosciutto. You know how it be.
Yeah.
Also, I brought this up to Wenzel last night. It's not just Sopranos. It's movies, TV shows, whatever. It kills me. I understand. They're probably saying yes just to be nice. But every time they're like, hey, you want something to eat? You want something to drink, like some coffee, some tea, Coke? They always say yes. And then when they get it, they don't drink it. They don't eat it. They just continue the scene out talking to them. And then they leave. That food, that drink never gets eaten. It never gets drunk. It's just a waste. And if someone were to ever do that to me, I would be so hurt, so angry. Just say no. You don't want food. You don't want coffee, okay? I'm wasting my stuff for you. Does this bother anyone, or am I just being crazy?
No. It
I
bothers
mean,
me too.
that is a thing, but I guess it's just a bit hard to have a conversation and be munching or drinking something. But like, also, I don't know too many of the people that really notice. Not to say that you're noticing this is wrong or bizarre. It's just like I guess a formality of the setting.
No, we talked about this. Colt actually went on the same rant, like he said, with me. You know, it's most likely the stuff that they give them is fakes. But I said they should change it to where everything they give them is real, and they have to fucking eat and drink it. And if they mess up the scene, they have to do it again. They have to eat and drink it again.
And until they get to the point like, oh, I cannot do this scene. And I think that's actually probably how some of Sopranos was shot, the way he was eating prosciutto. Let me tell you, he gets offered coffee, he won't drink that coffee, but anytime he can, he will eat any deli meat in sight. It's on point. Every time there's a deli meat, he eats it, but no coffee, no Coke, nothing.
It's like they have to say, like, James, you can't eat prosciutto right now. We're in the middle of the thing. He's just like shoveling it in. It's like, no.
It's like that with Robert Downey Jr. when he was filming the Avengers. He hid food all over the set, and whenever there were shots of him eating in the movie, that was him actually eating food that he hid on set. Snacks.
It's like this is a multi-million-dollar movie that we can't edit this out for continuity, but god damn it.
I mean, the thing is though, it's so Robert Downey Jr. and it's also so Tony Stark.
It's within the character, of course, but like, so
yeah.
like whenever Tony Soprano is like about to blow a guy's head off, he unwraps the prosciutto and starts like,
yeah,
slowly stuffing it in.
Pretty much. Even though I am kind of talking shit, the show's awesome. It's like probably one of the best TV shows out there, up there with Breaking Bad. I know these are very white male favorite TV shows, and I'm saying it like that because I am a white male, but they're really good. They're very good. Give them a chance, but if you're not into that kind of stuff, just ignore it and go watch something else. What's everybody else keeping same though?
At least for me, like I've been watching a lot more movies this year, and I think just having that time to like because of quarantine, I'm not going out on the town. Just like I think movies has really helped. Just like watching more, like watching outside of what my normal sort of viewing habits would be. That's been a help. I've got back into shows. Like I haven't to a lesser degree. Like there's still a few shows I started and I plan to go back and finish. Recently, I started Schitt's Creek, which I know is a very well accoladed show. I'm sure everybody's heard it to death by now, but I've started the process with it, and I'm still finding my footing with it, but I do enjoy it. And from everything I hear, like the series starts a bit slow, but as it progresses, there's a lot of really genuine, interesting, and compelling character development that happens over the course of the series, especially toward the end.
That was one show that like I see it and I look at it and it just looks like, I mean, it seems like it has a funny enough cast and maybe it's good, but it seems very rich white people shit.
You just got done talking about prosciutto, mafia, bam, boom,
but no, that's
I cheat on my wife.
That's just rich criminal white people. I'm talking. This is like let's go play tennis. That's it. I don't know what rich white people do. Kill babies.
The premise of the show is that these rich these rich people lose all their money and they have to sort of adjust to being poor. And like the first season is them just like being aghast at like normal people living, but like apparently that sort of falls away over time as they sort of learn their lessons from living amongst regular people. But that's sort of the conceit of the first season, at least, is just like them just being like completely flummoxed by like regular people having like jobs and like living in a rundown motel and just being just completely aghast by like Walmarts.
See, that's different from what you thought, Colt.
I've seen a clip of only one clip, and it's just getting dookie water on him. I don't know much about the show,
See, don't judge a book by its cover.
but I'm gonna continue to do so. Can't stop me. You're not in my brain. You're not controlling my brain.
But Wenzel, what have you been doing to help get by through quarantine?
Well, like you said, Pat, movies. I finally hit 100 movies this year. I'm at currently a 105, 104. That's been really, really fun. Really, really great way to kind of cope and pass the time. I've really gotten back into reading this year. I'm currently at like 55 books. Trying to hit 60. I'm reading Dune, so I'm getting back into that. That's gonna be my 56th book. I read 2 books of poetry very, very recently. One is All Heathens by Marianne Chan. That one is like she's Filipino and Chinese, I think. But it's like mostly like poetry about like her Filipino identity and family, and it's like, I haven't read much stuff concerning like Filipino authors, so that was really really nice and interesting to read. And then another one was Night Sky with Exit Wounds by Ocean Vuong, who is Vietnamese, and it's more about the Vietnam War and their Vietnamese family, and doing a lot of, both of them kind of deal with like subjects of grief, longing, family, and they're both very, very, very good. I recommend them. And it's poetry, and it can kind of be tough to read, but like it's funny because I like reading this a whole lot more because it's modern poetry, and like most of the poetry I've read is either Shakespeare or really, really old poetry from it's not modern that I've read in high school or college, and this is like so much better and just more fascinating and relatable. So I recommend those. And yeah, me and Colt we've got on, played video games. We started getting back into building. That's really, really, really helped. Yeah, a lot of have a lot of stuff that I can keep myself occupied with.
Yeah, that's a good thing about this time frame. We actually have access to a lot of stuff. We're very fortunate to have access to all this stuff, at least.
Exactly.
Because, man, I don't know how they did it. Like, let's say in the time frame where they didn't have electricity, just sitting in your room, staring at the wall, or go outside and get mauled by wolves. Man, that's a tough choice.
Yeah, those were definitely the only 2 things.
That's the only 2 things, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's you woke up, you ate breakfast, maybe you ate breakfast.
Maybe.
You would go work, which is
mining,
chopping firewood,
child labor,
if you're a child, if you're an adult, you would go leave town. It take about 3 days time. If I don't come back, Billy, you watch over the family. Like, it sucked. Would never ever want to live any time before the 21st century.
Don't forget the it's not that much different, but boy, they were more openly racist and generally just treated people that were not white worse.
It's funny because I remember I maybe I've talked about this before, all the time in school, and then now I see it sort of a little bit on social media. I'll see these people I went to school with, or just these people in general, who will talk about like, man, I was born in the wrong, decade. I want to be back there in the 20s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, whatever, 80s. Like, I'm like, yeah, because you're also a white affluent person. You won't have to deal with a ton of shit.
I'd like to stay here, possibly jump forward in time.
Like I would want to be here where we have television, internet, air conditioning, where we have all this nice shit that keeps us all connected and communicate with each other.
Medicine.
Not in a time. I mean, medicine as well. Like, I don't want to be in a time where there was not as much medicine or research. They were they were trying to make sure the Bible was still taught in school and that evolution wasn't. Or, I mean, fuckers are still racist now. That kind of hasn't changed. I don't want to be in the decade right before the Depression or right before one of the greatest, or not greatest, one of the biggest fucking wars in the world. I don't want to be around, for the Vietnam War or or the no. Why? Shut the fuck up.
These are our comforts. This is what we get to get us through the pandemic, what we've been doing.
These are the only things that we have to keep us safe from the terrors of time as the past tries to encroach onto the future, and the time war threatens us all.
Yeah. You guys ready for another spinny spin?
Ooh, we got some more spins in you?
Yep, we got some more spins. Okay. This is Pat's memories having to concern arcade games.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I was gonna see sort of like what sort of memories y'all had playing arcade games, or what were some of your favorites. Me personally, one of my favorites. Whenever my family there for a while, we had birthday parties at a local bowling alley on a pretty regular occasion, and every time we finished the game, we go to their little arcade there, and probably the two that we spent the most time on was House of the Dead and Gauntlet.
Yes.
Because I remember there was one party where my cousin literally exchanged like a good portion of his birthday money, probably at least $25 worth of his cash, into quarters for us to play House of the Dead. And we literally got to the final boss in this arcade game.
Fuck.
That's pretty cool.
Man.
But also,
That's sick.
god dang. Man, that would have been something.
Man, don't talk to oh man, I'm having good and bad memories come back now. He's not the only one that spent $20.
Yeah.
See, it's just back in a time when you had 100% disposable income, and you're just like, you want to be that person that's like, no, who else do you know that got to the end of a arcade game? Usually people play it for a while or leave, but like, how many people stick it out with the wallet in front all the way to the end of that journey? Where you had to fight this giant fireball throwing cyborg magic zombie.
Oh, that's sick. Total bragging rights.
What's even wild is, like, you can probably play House of the Dead or any arcade game that people spent like a bunch of money on for like probably $5. You can get it for $5 on Steam or GOG or whatever, and that's all you have to pay, and you can play it endlessly. No money needed, or any extra coins at least.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah, we would. Whenever I used to live in Northport, I had friends. Their birthdays would be at a bowling alley, and we would actually go play a little bit in the arcade. I don't remember much from that, but I remember the times that me and my dad would go play a little bit. And now when I think about it now, I kind of understand it, because he would get a little bit of quarters to me and my sister, or if it was just me and him, he would get a little bit of quarters to me, because he has every right to do that, because later, and I say later, 2017, I remember Like I said, we went. My ex-girlfriend and me and a friend were at the beach, and we went to an arcade, and I spent $20 on quarters and maybe more.
Yeah.
And
You're the only one brave enough to do it.
It was fun. We got a ton. We got a ton of tickets. Was there monetary value that added up to $20 in those tickets? No, definitely not. The prizes, no.
You mean to tell me that giant novelty cone wasn't worth the $25 you spent in tickets?
No.
The most fun thing about those playing these games to get tickets, those prizes are like probably 3 cents a piece.
Man, I don't even remember what I got, and I kind of don't want to talk about what I got, because it was chicken hat.
Oh,
A chicken hat?
Chicken hat.
that's pretty bad.
That's what I got. I don't know where it is now. I might have threw it somewhere in my room. That's what I got. It's probably worth $5.
Yeah.
There's no way it's worth more than 10.
But it's not about the monetary, worth of it. It's about the effort you took to win it. That's why it's special and means more to you than money.
It was fun. It was a fun time. I remember there was a pizza place we would go to, and it had a really fun. It had an arcade game. It was where you had to go to Area 51, and you'd kill aliens and zombies.
Yeah.
It was
Area 51.
It was just called that was really fun. And I told Colt this, that whenever we used to live in Northport, we would have to a lot of the time we would have to go to a laundromat to get our clothes washed and stuff. And every time we'd go there, my mom would let me and my sister get they had a drink machine, get a can of soda, and then there was I can't remember if it was a Pac-Man machine. I think it was, because the Pac-Man game machines are common, but we would play that while we waited for our clothes to get done. Yeah, it sounds like from a different era, but this is early 2000s. We were we were very we were very poor, and that's what we did. But no, we would can you just imagine I'm trying to think of a time frame that compares to, I don't know, we fucking just some old time. We're just some old timey kids.
From 80s to 90s, pretty much.
Throw a
Yeah, some
quarter
old
in the
pioneer
jukebox. I don't know. Yeah, it was fun. That's some of my memories.
My experience with arcade games, I don't have much, because when I was little, really just poor, didn't have much to play. But whenever I did go to areas with arcade machines, and I would always go to the press for change buttons. I'd always press every single one of them to see if I've got money, and if I'm extra lucky, there'll be some person that forgot coins in the machine, and I'll get the little money, and I'll be able to play.
Hell yeah.
A little bit.
And how often did that work out for you?
It probably only happened 4 times, but I did it every single time, and I did it a lot. I remember playing we have a thrift store here. I can't remember, what is it called? American's Thrift Store next to the China Buffet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thrift store had an arcade machine in the early 2000s to it was 2006 area, 2005, 2006, and I remember playing it. It was a Marvel vs. Capcom 1 or 2, I can't remember. And
Oh, wow.
Shit. Yeah, shit. I think I remember that. I don't remember if it was 1 or 2, but I remember that machine, I think.
And I would just go there every time we were checking out, and if I was lucky, I'd get to see someone else play instead of the demo playing over and over again. Also go to the bowling alley. I went to the exact same bowling alley. I think it was Leland Lanes.
Yeah, Leland Lane.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. I would always go in there and watch people play House of the Dead. Those weird racing games, all of that. I just loved to watch. I didn't really start playing video games until I got a PlayStation 3. I'd always be the one watching instead of actually playing.
Yeah, I was the same way.
One last game, I don't know how many people have heard of it. Have y'all heard of a game called Ocean Hunter?
It sounds familiar.
No, I have not heard that.
Pretty sure it was made by Sega. Basically, it's this kind of on rails shooter game, but basically you play these divers that were hired to fight sea monsters.
Yeah, it's a Sega game. Yeah, I've definitely seen this machine before.
and basically like each level is that you fight through one of the 7 seas, and then at the end you get a little bounty poster, and you gotta fight this giant sea monster, like a giant octopus, giant shark, giant crab, and then eventually you're fighting like the god of the sea by the end of it. And I remember playing a little bit myself, but then one day, because back in the let's say late 90s, early 2000s, our local Walmart had a arcade in it for a while. And then eventually that turned into like some discount glasses store, or like Walmart taxes or some shit, whatever they're trying to rookie for. And basically I watched this person play through the entire game, and I was just like, what the fuck? This guy's so good. And just seeing like you fighting like all these giant sea monsters. Like there's literally one where the monster is so big you can't fight him from the outside. You have to go inside and like blow up his guts. But I just remember being just like, that's probably one of the most unique games arcade wide that I remember seeing, and just like how it's kind of, I don't ever really remember people talking about it. That just really stood out in my mind as like a very unique type of game.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I love Gauntlet. We play Gauntlet like crazy. I don't know anybody's actually beaten it, but because you just get overwhelmed by like millions of spiders. But like Gauntlet, House of the Dead, those are always our 2 standbys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Any kind of arcade game with like an external like thing to play it, that was the thing that always drew my attention more, because even if I didn't have money to play, I could pretend I was playing, like shooting the screen with the toy gun, or moving the controls around, because it's just fun.
I did the same thing. Man, it's just weird being a kid, because like you would do that, or like for me, if it was like a machine like Galaga or like Pac-Man, I would, for some reason, I would just press the button and like pretend I was controlling Pac-Man by jiggling the stick. Like what's the point?
I mean, when you're a kid, you I guess your imagination is better.
Imagination, yeah. No, it was fun times. Man, I remember. I think it's in Chattanooga. There's actually an arcade place up there that's still open that has like a ton. It's just an arcade. It has tons of arcade machines. I would love to go in there and just, play some games. Why not?
I love arcades.
Yeah, because I think there was an arcade kind of like arcade / like fun facility that opened up in Tuscaloosa a few months ago. Of course, like it got started a little bit, and then COVID happened, so their businesses are just a little stymied. But they had like a full arcade, like laser tag, I think some kind of kart racing, and axe throwing too. Like it's a whole big production.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to check out one day once all this is over.
I remember us making a plan to actually go and do stuff there, but we never got to because of COVID. I would love to go to a huge arcade like play place someday. I've never actually been in one. It's always been at a random business that has an arcade up front, or a machine up front.
All right, I think we got one more topic left.
It is ASMR YouTube.
Now, Wenzel, how can I believe that that's actually the last topic when I didn't hear the clickety spin?
Bitch, you want to hear it? Fine, here.
What'd it land on?
Still spinning. And it actually landed on ASMR YouTube.
Very nice. This was my last one. And I recently got into ASMR YouTube because, like, I want to check it out. It's like, I don't know if I have an ASMR thing, because people like, here's a sound that simulates a sensation in your body that causes relaxation. It's like, I'll see, and I'll be the judge of who relaxes me and what. And turns out I do have an ASMR sensation. It's hearing bones crack, and it's mostly hearing bones crack.
All right, that's a red flag.
That's kind
writing that
yeah,
down.
red flag. Red card, Pat. 2 more, and you're out.
When it comes to ASMR, for me, I absolutely hate like 99% of it. I'm leaving that 1% for something. There's got to be something out there that I like, but I hate every single thing I've listened to so far. It's always just made me uncomfortable. It's not relaxing in any way, especially people talking. I hate people talking ASMR style, because it's always like popping, and you can hear every single individual drop of saliva coming out of their mouth, moving around in their mouth. Not for me. I don't like ASMR. Especially the whole, it's time for the nails to smash into the mic. Here's that. You guys like that? Here's me scraping the mic with my nails. I'm not doing it because it sucks. I'm not into it.
Still, do you have any ASMR?
Shut up. Just shut up.
It seems Wenzel's being attacked by a giant goldfish.
No, I'm the cat.
Can't get a word in with this clown.
Not any that come to mind. I think whatever I've heard ASMR before, stuff.
Yeah, like we did an episode on it a few years back.
Yeah, we did an episode, but like outside of that, like I'll occasionally run into stuff that I'm like, okay, that sounds pretty nice. I really like it's not, I guess it's a little ASMR where the people will take their headphone mic, put it in their mouth, and then like bang on their head.
That's not
like
the ones I usually hear are, like, really ear destruction, where it's just very loud when they put the mic in their mouth and they scream.
oh no! I
also,
don't
when
like
they
that.
knock on their head, I also hear very loud noises.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I was talking about. Knock on their head, like,
Yeah, I don't know the head knocking one. My ASMR has mostly just been like people like at like a goddamn it, what's the word?
Chiropractor.
Chiropractor. Getting adjustments like their neck pop, their shoulders pop, their back pop, and stuff like that. That's the sound. I was like, oh wow, I really like that sound. But like the further down I went into the ASMR tube is realized like one, there's like ASMR celebrities. Like, oh, you have this one guy in India who's really popular. He just goes to all these small barbers and gets like his hair cut and gets massaged and like his neck cracked. Then he had like this really hunky Italian doctor who speaks in Italian very softly and pops people's backs. And then like the further you go down from there, you get into like horny ASMR, which is like they tried to play it off like they're not horny, but then you have like satisfying cracks, and you just see a girl with her ass like in the thumb YouTube in like yoga pants, and it's like I feel like they're trying to gain a different type of audience with this.
Isn't all ASMR horny though?
Yes.
Probably not intentionally, but because it's sort of like a secondary thing, it feels like. But then like there's also the ones that, because apparently you can buy these like, because ASMR ear cleaning is a thing where people like, oh, here's, or it's like a visual ASMR. You see like a camera, it zooms into a person's ear canal, they scrape out the gunk in it, and then people just like, the human ear doesn't have enough gunk and textures in it for their liking, so they have these people who buy these. It's like these fake ear canals, like with ears on either end with an audio jack in it that people plug in their mics into, and they fill it up with like Nickelodeon gack and sand and like little like nonpareil bits, and they have this lady with long fingernails and like an ear pick just sort of gently scrape out all the goo and the gunk in it, and then it just sort of pops off from there.
What the fuck?
I'm not into it, but I have definitely
I'm not into
seen
that. But I was gonna say another ASMR thing I actually do enjoy is where it's like they have like these blocks. I don't know if they're like sand or some kind of like, they're not foam, but like there's some kind of substance where like they take like a knife, usually like a plastic knife or something, and they cut it, and like just like the nice little crunching sound of them cutting through it.
It's
I like that.
I know what it's called. We did something in art in high school with it. It's floral foam, or it's what they use to stab like flowers into and whatnot.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, like the green water absorbing foam.
Yeah. And like once you scrape it off, it gets everywhere. It's like fiberglass and it itches your skin. Not really, but it's not nice to have on your skin. That was probably one of my favorite projects in high school, was fucking with that stuff.
Yeah, 'cause you get a grade for making a mess.
Pretty much. But yeah, ASMR, not for me. Most of the stuff I find is weird and seems like it should be illegal. Mostly ear sucking, ear licking. Not for me.
If I just want to feel relaxed, I just go pet Sasha.
if any sound relaxes me, it's droning sounds, like a constant like hum or a buzz. Like it just, I don't know, something like that makes me feel comfortable.
That man,
That's the opposite for me. Like I get anxious when there's just like a
I hate
long,
that.
sustained, like low key droning in the ear. Like it feels like I have tinnitus, and that really
yeah,
that's
exactly. That's
uncomfortable
like
for me.
that's
Colt,
uncomfortable
you're
for me.
sick.
Like when I was little, I would like just hum like the same tone for a long time, and it would always make me super sleepy because I was so calm and relaxed. It's like the way it vibrates my head or my eardrums, it just made me super relaxed.
I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But man, I could never do that. Like Pat said, that scares me. Like when I think of like tinnitus, or there's that like phenomenon where people all across the world are for some reason hearing this like ringing sound, and like they don't know where or how, why, or where it's coming from. They just all for some reason hear this special frequency ringing.
Like another example is the refrigerator. Refrigerator stays making the same noise. If I didn't have the refrigerator going off, because it's like where my room's at, the refrigerator is right next to my head on the other side of the wall. It makes a noise, but like when the power goes out, I can hear it turn off, and I'll probably wake up for a little bit because the droning noise of the electricity or the fridge humming turns off.
That's interesting. You'd probably really enjoy a white noise machine then, wouldn't you?
Maybe. But I don't really have trouble sleeping anymore. I mean, if I do, melatonin knocked me out.
Yeah, he finally fought off those all those paralysis demons.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we went around the board pretty well today. We finally capped off Spin the Wheel. I think this is a pretty fun experiment. We might do this in the future. Later on, we have more subjects and people to explain what their weird, very vague subjects meant.
I kind of
Jonathan.
my sentences for my subjects were kind of understandable. Jonathan just wrote calzone. What do you want us to do with that, Jonathan?
Oh man,
We
Jonathan,
need more to work with here.
Oh man, you might have sent me more than just calzone. I just put calzone on the board.
All right.
So once again, the Wenzel Vices fucked us all over.
No, I was wrong. The last message I have it shows all this stuff. It literally just says calzones with question mark.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
he wasn't sure.
Okay, I finally understand what he saw. He didn't know what a calzone was. He was asking us what a calzone was.
I'll send it to you guys.
Take me to calzone school.
I'll just put it in the cool kids chat. Fuck. Yep.
That's his last one, calzones. Or is it part of any movie you couldn't finish in Y? Calzones. The movie was called
No.
Calzones.
Oh my god.
You know what? You got a beautiful mind there.
Too beautiful for this world. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today on this Banter Roulette, on this Spin the Wheel Part 2. We really do appreciate you all listening today and joining us. So you can follow us on our socials on Twitter and Instagram at AYCH Podcast. You can follow us on Letterboxd and Facebook at AllYouCanHear. You can follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/AllYouCanHear. You can follow us on YouTube as well, which is also at AllYouCanHear. You can listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Spotify, and any RSS feed catcher out there. It really would mean a lot to us if you just like, rate, review, and subscribe. And all those platforms just pushes us up higher in the algorithm, makes us more visible, and just spreads the banter around. And lastly, you can follow me, Patrick, on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at John Lost His Name, and follow my art on Facebook at John Lost His Name Art.
My name's Colt. Follow me on Twitter at ColtD00. I just want to share this image that just came up in my Twitter feed. It's a photo shared by Jared Leto. It's him holding onto a doorway, like a little doorway or a pillar. I can't tell. He says, "Happy Sunday. You never know what's just around the corner." XO. Just wanted to leave everybody with that.
Is Jared Leto planning something nefarious?
It seems very nefarious and cult-like. Because looking at the replies, it's something else.
He has a cult, doesn't he?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Like he actually calls it a cult. He's like leaning into it.
Well, I don't have a cult. I have a cult. Cult.
What's up?
My friend's cult. Not Jared Leto. thank you for listening. You can follow me, Wenzel, on Twitter at Wenzel. You can follow my art Instagram at WorldWenzy. If you want to go check out my Letterboxd or my Goodreads, I have a link tree in both my Instagram and my Twitter, so you can find those there. Why are you laughing, Pat? Is that funny? Is that funny to you? What's so funny? Am I a clown to you?
Yes.
Oh.
And I want you to embrace your clown. Don't be ashamed of it.
Yeah, be weird. I know, like, I've heard this from every other podcast. Be weird. Do something
Be
strange.
wacky. Be crazy.
Nobody likes someone that does what everyone else does. Just don't eat your boogers.
Just
Or
don't
eat your
hurt people.
boogers. Who cares? Be wild.
Just don't hurt people. That's be kind.
Yeah, eat your boogers at a safe distance. But yeah.
Also, apparently, I found we can go back and replug our hotline number, which is call us at 205-523-4965. That's 205-VLAD-4965. Because we had a couple people call us, but maybe we just neglected to mention that it's a voicemail hotline. Like you can't directly contact us, unfortunately, but you can leave a voicemail, and we can get back to you and just talk about your message on the show, and that's just another way you can reach out to us. So if you want to, give us a call at our voicemail hotline, 205-523-4965.
Yeah.
Give it a call.
All right, thank you so much. We'll be talking to you very soon. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.